The quartering has been falling off like crazy, but apparently it can get worse because now he's going crazy. Apparently now he's claiming that somebody has legitimately traveled through time. Now, in all seriousness, I think this just demonstrates how desperate his grift has gotten, that he's willing to pander to people who pretend that time travelers exist. It's quite silly. This is some this is honestly ridiculous even for the quartering. So I'm really curious to see what his deal is on this video. I need to know what he's about to say. Without any further ado, let's get into it.
All right, I know. It's a bizarre story for me to be covering, but look, it's America's 250th birthday. It's a Thursday. Half of my peers aren't even working this week. I'm literally scraping the bottom of the barrel. But
why are you so open about being a grifter, dude? It's not endearing. People are calling you out, bro.
Just try to provide you a little bit of entertainment here. Here we have a man who traveled to the year 2118 and witnessed World War III. Now, this isn't a fictional thing. This is somebody who apparently believes that they did this and brought back evidence. And honestly, time traveling...
Okay, man.
It depends if you think that time is a loop, or it depends how you view time on this earth. Time travel...
Oh my god, he's so dumb. He can't even talk about time travel in the most basic way. Do you think time is a river, a loop? Do you think it's predetermined? Do you think that you have power to determine your destiny and that knowing future... is it even possible to know future events if time can be changed? Like, how could time travel to the past even make sense if changing the past can have no effect on the future? Like, how could someone traveling back in time actually be a thing? Wouldn't they just go to another timeline? Like, he's not even enough of a person. He's not sentient enough to have that conversation.
I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know if this person's wearing a mask, but look, I can say I brought you the weird today.
Oh my god, he does
a little change of pace. Guess what?
This is what the men of the future look like. You may not like it, but this is it right here. This is what a year 2118 Chad looks like.
No Carmelo Anthony video. How about that? Now, we'll have to see if he brought back the Sports Almanac, because that's obviously a really important thing.
Dude, you know the quartering has fallen off when this is how desperate he is to find something to grift off of. Like, he is desperate at this point, man. Daily Mail? Yeah, he's going off. He's literally just re-reporting Daily Mail articles now. Full tabloid mode.
My name is Alexander Smith. A lot of you may be familiar with my story, in which I told you about my experience in the year 1981, in which I traveled to the year 2118 and back as part of a classified CIA experiment.
What?
I broke my silence.
Okay, so the CIA understood time travel in 1981.
No. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Okay, let's be real here. The CIA torturing foreign prisoners who haven't had a trial, that was a pretty big deal. That was surprising to some, sure, but probably not most. And that's the kind of things that we've had leak from the CIA in the past. But time travel in the 80s would have leaked decades ago, bro. Time travel is like the hardest thing ever to keep a lid on, dude. Once somebody time travels, boy, is that info getting out, okay? People are going to find out. Now, granted, you might also say, if there ever was a real time traveler, we wouldn't take them seriously, but I feel there's ways they could realistically take things back with them that would prove they're legit. What, is he not going to say anything?
In my original...
Okay, so for those that don't know, the quartering got absolutely railed on for not really providing any commentary in his videos, or not really bringing anything to the table. Like his biggest shorts, his entire channel was being propped up by shorts, and they were all just him saying, hey guys, this is pretty crazy, take a look, and then stealing someone else's video and just chopping it up, making a short out of it, and then farming the views off of that and the ad revenue off of it. So people gave him a ton of shit for it. And now he's actually pivoted his content where he's doing this sort of similar to what I do, a live reaction format. And it's like, okay, this could be a little bit more like, yeah, the quartering could actually give a little more of himself in these videos, perhaps, but he won't. Notice how he's not really said anything of value or anything of substance. He's been like, that's crazy. He has nothing to say. He just wants to talk about current thing, hit that time quota, farm his ads, I guess, and make money. He's so boring.
I did. On Apex TV, the world as we know it will change a lot. And I feel it
Did he
being
just shit
beneficial
himself?
to humanity.
Is this a mask? It seems like you know what's probably the case is it probably was the CIA, and it probably was just they gave him some sort of drug. Like, you know, if you went all the way to the year 2118, you'd think you'd have a better camera.
Or maybe he's a guy lying for attention, like a billion guys in the past have done before. That seems to be the most Occam's razor solution.
To know not only about this change, but also about the secret technologies being withheld from the public after my original video.
Why just get loud?
And after the second interview I did.
What is this accent?
British. He's British.
What is this accent?
In which I showed the photograph that I took in the year 2118. I have decided that it is time to share every detail of my experience.
Okay.
I believe the people deserve to know.
No, wait, actually, is this dude AI generated or is this a mask? Because the quartering might have been right to point that out. Now that I'm looking at this dude's mouth, is this guy a fucking alien? Is this guy a robot? Like, wait, look at his collar. It's like he has no neck. Not as in like a no neck looking guy, as in like he's a floating head with a void under the chin, and there's not anything below the head. And the way the mouth, like there's no eyes. The eyes are like shadowed. The face is this weird texture, but look at the mouth. Watch the mouth move.
I believe that you, whoever's out there watching this, I believe that you deserve to know the truth.
Okay, what it looks like is the guy talking is wearing a cloth, like a cloth covering over their entire head that simulates a face, and it's dark enough you can't actually see the detail of the real face under it, but what you're actually seeing is the real mouth moving under a thin piece of cloth. It's like pantyhose type textures, I think, what's happening here. So he kind of looks like a PS3 or early or like late PS2 character model.
Truth.
He talks like he's from like the old like he's trying to talk like he just watched the movie Tombstone. He's trying to sound like Doc Holliday. I guess maybe his vocal cords were burnt on the trip back.
Because I feel that it would be
Why are you
beneficial
talking
to
about
the
this,
human race
quartering? Like,
to know.
what is...
Okay.
I do have something to show you today.
Oh, wait, maybe that is his real face.
What?
Why does he look like Biff when he's old?
A picture of abstract art?
He might actually be a time traveler. Why does he look just like old Biff? What the hell? Okay, hold on. I need to see this image. It looks like Reach. Why does it look like Halo Reach? Or like any human colony from Halo? Damn. I guess we're living in Halo by the time of 2115, 2118?
A picture of abstract art?
Well, that's not what abstract art is.
Maybe this is just how everyone talks in 150 years.
Wait, abstract art? No. How is he this dumb? No. What? okay, for those that don't know, and I feel like this is the most art 101 thing ever, abstract art doesn't look like anything. Somewhat intentionally, it doesn't look like anything at a glance. You have to look at it and find your own meaning out of it. And you might be able to identify different patterns. Usually your brain will try to find patterns that relate to what your brain wants to see. And that, abstract art can generally speak about the person based on what they see in it. But this is not abstract art at all. It is very clearly meant to be some kind of futuristic utopian city. Brother, what do you mean? This is a great example of what I talk about when I say that reactionaries don't have an artistic bone in their body. Like, they fundamentally don't understand or care about art to the degree where the kind of stuff you learn in first grade art class has not stuck with them, and they don't care. They are consumers to the largest degree.
We're gonna all talk like slack-jawed yokels.
This picture was taken in the year 2118.
Is this going to be an
Yeah, actually, those are all just data centers, true.
art? Like an art experiment?
I walked in. I'll never forget when I took that picture. It was right up.
Dude, the quartering is reported on countless Daily Mail articles in the past when it comes to the culture war, but now he's covering their normal reporting, which is blatantly bullshit, like tabloid slop. And he's like, what are they what is this? What, this is so weird. Is this part of like an art product? No, dude. You get your news from tabloid sites. This is the kind of stuff they push. You know what you're doing, though.
Outside the city before I had walked into it. I chose to wait until now to reveal that picture to you. Because I didn't know if the world was ready to see it.
Ready to see what? What? A blurry photograph? Of what? Is it rubble or supposed to be alien technologies? Now, according to him...
Okay, how bad is the quartering's eyesight? Because I'm seeing that image in a small window on this website being screen captured by the quartering, then shrunk down to this small window, and then like uploaded to YouTube with YouTube compression by the quartering, and then I'm watching it on my screen, and I can tell what it is. How blind is the quartering that he's got it, the original photo and video, on his screen, and he can't tell what's in that Polaroid? Also, here's my big question. Why would you go to the year 2118 and take a Polaroid photo? How hard is it to acquire a Polaroid camera and Polaroid photo, like, right now? Like, if I needed to take a photo right now, because I've got a time machine, I need to get back to 1980 to prove that I went to 2026, how would I find a Polaroid camera right now? Like, that would not be an easy thing to get right now, like, on a whim. Now, imagine nearly 100 years in the future from now. Oh, yeah, hold on. I need to go get a Polaroid camera so I can take photos and bring them back. I guess you could bring the Polaroid camera with you to the future, but why wouldn't you just take something more significant as proof back from the future to the present to prove yourself not a liar? Like, why would you just take a Polaroid? Also, if he did this for the CIA, how would he still have the Polaroid? Like, how would they have let him keep that? Really? These are the kind of questions that the quartering would be asking if he had anything to provide at all to this conversation and wasn't just a cheap grifter.
You gotta admit, I brought you the weird today. Okay, this is a brand new article. So among his startling predictions were claims that AI would one day rule the planet, and that a small conflict between the U.S. and North Korea would spiral into global war after Russia sided with Pyongyang, and missiles were eventually launched, resulting in what some would describe...
Wow. Conflict between the U.S. and North Korea, and Russia sides with North Korea? Oh my god, he must be from the future, because that's the most outside-the-box, like, out-of-left-field prediction ever. That's crazy.
...as the Third World War. I don't see that happening.
Also, no mention of Iran. False.
But I haven't been to the year 2118. You know, I haven't been in the year 2118. All suits will not fit you anymore. All faces will look pretty clearly like a mask. According to his account,
yes,
agency
he's wearing a
officials
mask,
told
bro.
him that he would become the first test subject in an experiment designed to push the boundaries of space and time itself. He further claimed that the government routinely develops technologies decades before they become available to the public. Well, that part is true.
Dude, just look at the other recommended articles on this site. Why are you reporting? Why have you ever reported off of this site? Here's what we got. Mars Photo fuels claims of extraterrestrial life on the red planet. Going round the bend, scientists discover humans are naturally wired to walk anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise? You mean counterclockwise? Sorry, Mr. AI-generated article. Large Hadron Collider is shut down by CERN, that did happen, ahead of major upgrades to make it even more powerful. I mean, it's being worked on. That is true. At least this story is true, but more powerful? No. Blood red skies appear over Venezuela days after deadly earthquake, sparking fears of biblical omen. Probably not true. Mercury retrograde is about to upend 4 zodiac signs as explosive secrets from the past return. Ark of the Covenant mystery blown wide open as biblical relic is discovered. Is the key to youthful skin moisturizing 3 times a day? Study reveals your morning cream has worn off by, urgent recall for popular air conditioner. It's all just the most tabloid nonsense articles. Why are you even reading this site, bro? It's the Daily Mail.
Any believers out there in the theory that like all modern cell phone technology came from the spaceship that crashed in Area 51? And do I got any believers out there? Do I have any members of NICAP? I'm nickel if anyone gets a NICAP reference.
No.
He further claimed the government the technologies that you're using right now, like smartphones, were developed 30 years prior to them actually being released. That's probably true. I mean, it's not.
Okay. Do you want to know what's so funny about this? If you like know what you're looking for, there have been touchscreen displays. Like the first ever touchscreen display was functional and usable in like the 1980s. Okay. A lot of the tech that is standard today and extremely user-friendly and sharp has existed for decades, but was in the testing phase and had no use in a consumer sense, right? Like there has been so much advanced tech that goes back to like the 1980s, and we now consider it like very digital age, but it kind of came back in the digital age. Keep in mind, it's not like Apple invented touchscreen. Now, granted, before that, you needed to use a stylus. Apple basically were the first people to be like, yeah, you can use your finger as the stylus. But before that, there was decades of touchscreen technology, right? But now people are like, oh yeah, the technology in your phone came from a crashed alien UFO in the 70s. And it's like, no, we had prototypes of this stuff in the 80s and it's been known about. I learned about that in school and was like, wow, that's so cool. And then later in life, I would see losers go on Joe Rogan and be like, isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy how this tech just came out of nowhere? Isn't that crazy? And it immediately gives away that those people don't know what they're talking about.
That difficult to believe that the government is developing like military technology before it gets to, you know, any other individuals. Smith insisted that the public deserves to know the truth about what's happening behind closed doors, claiming the next 100 years will bring more change than any other period in human history. That's hard to believe. The interview released on YouTube.
Okay. No. Because as everything is gone, humanity has experienced the most change in the shortest time as more time goes by. I don't think the quartering realizes we spent tens of thousands of years as basic, like, hunter-gatherer, like, semi-farming cultures in villages, and didn't start building cities until very recently on the human time span. And shortly after we started building cities, we started conquering continents. And shortly after that, we started going to space. And now we're in that space era. And so shortly after this, God knows what we're going to be doing. But yeah, it's a pretty safe bet to say that the next 100 years are going to be the most significant 100 years in human history. Because we are probably going to have unrecognizable lives in 100 years compared to today. Unquestionably. Whether it be for the worse or the better, it'll be unrecognizable. So, I don't know what the quartering is smoking to think that the next 100 years will not be the most eventful in human history, but this is the kind of guy who thinks that history ended when he was born or started paying attention.
Apex TV was first published back in 2018, but has recently resurfaced online. Reviewers have once again become captivated by his extraordinary claims. I mean,
yeah, like that's a big part of the three body problem is that the aliens that want to wipe us out are literally terrified of us because we advance so exponentially quickly and have such a stable planet that by the time their fleet arrives, we'll crush them. So their only option is to sabotage our scientific development.
I guess, goofballs? Smith has provided zero evidence to support his extraordinary claims. There's no proof he ever worked for the CIA or traveled through time or visited the year 2118. According to Smith, his story began in 1981. He said he already left the CIA and was working as a local carpenter. He claimed his life took an extraordinary turn while he was sitting on a couch watching television with his wife when there was a knock on the door. When he answered, Smith said he found two men dressed in black suits. This guy just sounds like he's on a mushroom trip. You know?
Okay.
He told
why is the quartering even covering this? Like, why is he even talking about this? What's the point? What is he trying to get at? Is it really just another video for the Grift, I guess? This video did not get many views either for his channel, which is nice to see, because he's falling off pretty hard. The comments are mostly just about the guy in the video looking like a PlayStation rendering, which is fair enough. But, once again, little life support check-in on the quartering. It seems like he's going to be going the way of no bullshit very soon. And if you are wondering right now, who's no bullshit? Exactly. Point made. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like and a sub if you want to see more from me and boost the channel in the algorithm. Comment as well. That helps a ton. And of course, as always, thank you for watching.